What up, everybody? It's your boy Josiah, back around another video, aka Goosebumps Gen here. Let's get into this video, guys. It's gonna be a video about Child's Play 3. Okay, so for me, real quick, before I do this, I have just bought some books from a guy on Goosebumps Mom Shop app, Coding Keeney, which he'll be giving me, I believe he's giving me It Can from the internet. Give yourself Goosebumps, and I bought some books from Discover Books. Thanks, shout outs to Dalton / Goosebumps Now. Thank you, bro, for giving me that. That's a real good place. Definitely go check out Discover Books. They're really good. They're very good prices for books. A little bit more selection. Definitely go check them out. But bought some books from them, and I'm expecting those in soon. Anyways, back to the video. So, for me personally, my Child's Play fandom goes to this: 2, 3, 4, 5, which is Bride and Seed. Now I do like, and a lot of people don't like Seed. I don't. It's cringy, yes, but to me, it was worth it because I actually do like Glenn. Glenn's like one of my favorite characters in the Child's Play family. We don't know much about Glendala, but what I can tell is Glendala is like more evil than Glenn is. And then there's 6 and 7. So today I'm doing just 2, 3, and 4, which is Child's Play 3 and Bride Chucky. So basically, let's start off with Child's Play 3. So I don't really explain how old this Andy is in this series. I don't know. They don't really explain how old he is. But my guess is maybe 16 or 15. Because he is sent to military school. So I would say it's a military school, but it's a military camp, whatever you want to call it, military school. After being in the system for so long and running away and stuff like that, and the 90s decided, the school or the company that makes the Good Guy dolls, basically they had a huge meeting, which is so interesting because they didn't really do that in this first movie. What they did in the first movie a little bit, the second movie a little bit, but not much. The first movie, or the third movie, they actually have a meeting, and this one guy is basically heavily against creating remaking the dolls. What happens if it has another bad effect on a kid like Andy? Okay, and the guy who runs the company is like, I don't give a shit. We're a communist, or not communist, we're a capitalist country. And children are the bottom line, and you know what? Who are children? But in his mind, young consumers. Like consumer is like, you know, in the capitalist way, they believe, you know, money, 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 and consumerism is what the capitalists are, whatever it's called, fries on. What's it called? Thing. What do you call the name of it? Capitalism fries on is consumerism. Anyways, so they're like, okay, we're gonna remake it. So as a gift from the company to the head of the company, I guess you could say, or VP or whatever it is, they give him the first Good Guy doll off the assembly line. And the first doll going off the assembly line is Chucky. And this one guy is like his secretary. There's a scene where it's interesting because I don't know why. I think he's afraid of him or something. He says, if that's all you need for the night, I'm gonna go and home. It's my anniversary with my wife. And he's like, says his name like in a nice way, kind of just in a nonchalant way. And he's like, oh, is that all you need, sir? And then he says his name again. He says, fine, I'll take. I guess I can take a look at the report afterwards. I'm like, bro, just say no. Say your wife's important and you want to do something like with your wife. Don't listen to your boss. Like literally, your boss doesn't control you when you're at home. You do know that, right, Dad? And when you're at home, you're at your own castle. You watch it, then your wife controls you, and if you go by any marriage. But like still, you're not. Your boss doesn't control you when you're at home. You can do whatever the hell you want. You could just say, "Oh, look at it," and not look at it, and not look at it until the next day, bro. Okay. That's all I was gonna say to that scene. So basically, the leader of the company gets murdered by Chucky, and by strangulation, which is Charles Lee Ray's original mode of killing. By the way, just gonna ask this: he picked the most the hardest way to kill someone is strangulation for one reason. It takes a while for him to lose breath. Two, there's a lot of fighting going on because they're going to struggle against you. And three, what happens if you get caught in the middle of it? And it's the most easiest to recognize because it's easy to recognize strangulation if there's usually they use a line where they would strangle you. So I'm just putting it out there. Maybe that wasn't the smartest idea to do. Anyway, so he strangles the guy to death, and then he says my favorite line in Child's Play 3, and that is nothing like a good strangulation to get the blood flowing, the blood flowing, and that's the scene. So, anyways, Chucky decides to get mailed. Look up where Andy is at. He's at military school, so he mails himself to the military school, where Chucky and Andy is now in attendance, and there's a huge hard-ass principal. There's a hard-ass drill sergeant. His name's Sheldon, who's a dick, legit dick. Thinks he's better than everyone else, and is like he makes people shine his shoes. He forces a woman to do push-ups, even though she did talk out of turn, and that's how the military works. And he called him an asshole, which he is, by the way, in the scene. Anyways, Chucky makes friends. One originally was after Andy, then after this young African American kid named Tyler, whose dad's in the Air Force, I believe. It was the one who was sent to go deliver the package to Andy, and decides not to because when he gets bumps into a bunch of people, and the package falls down a bunch of stairs, a little bit of a ribs, and he sees the good guy doll symbol, which is the 2 feet, and he saw the commercial when he was getting his haircut done. He's in their military school, so you gotta get the military haircut. He's like amazed. So he's like, oh, I want this, and when he gets it, and then Chucky, he opens it up, and he says, "Who the fuck are you?" That's what Chucky says to the kid. He says, "I thought you were only supposed to say 3 sentences. I'm the new and improved good guy doll. What's your name?" Chucky. So he tells him his real name, and it's after this kid now. Okay? So Andy fights Chucky at one point and gets caught with Chucky by the Sheldon Dickwad. I'm gonna show him Sheldon Dickwad for the rest of this episode or this review. Sheldon the Dickwad. Anyway, Sheldon the Dickwad was a dickwad, obviously. So he takes away. There's no loitering, no dolls. He takes the doll away, brings it into his room, and he's trying to get help. He's gonna try to save Sheldon because even though Sheldon's a dickwad, he's gonna still try to save him. Anyways, at one point the doll gets caught with the doll originally earlier in the scene. The doll kills Chucky kills a garbage man by pretending to be a helpless victim inside his garbage truck and pushes the button that kills him, crushes him to death. Then there's another scene later on after the doll is missing. Chucky is missing per se, but really he's not missing. He just disappeared. Chucky and what's his name are just doing a runabout in this scene, okay, or doing a run around where they have to weed out a thief, they call it. They are forced to run in the rain with their guns up above their head and running around in a circle. And Andy tries to leave and gets caught by Sheldon, and Sheldon punches Andy in the face or in the gut. And Andy, being the smart kid, even though he was a dumb mistake, punches cold cocks Sheldon right in the jaw with a left hook. And Sheldon registered it, but he looks back and says, "Nice left hook, Barkley. But you fucked up." It's like the way he said it is like, "You fucked up," but he didn't say "you fucked up." You're an idiot for hitting me. Anyways, the one thing I've noticed that was fucked up in this, Chucky kills the barber. The one non-kill he doesn't kill someone with is technically by scaring the principal by just screaming with a knife and the principal has a heart attack and dies. And he even says, "You gotta be fucking joking me." When he dies of a heart attack, I legit, I was like, that's how pissed. Like, yeah, that was actually another funny scene. Then finally, the one thing I do not like is he kills the barber, the guy who cuts the hairs. He's a dick, by the way. The way he figured out his kids need haircuts, he walks into the mess hall in the middle of the day and grabs the kid's hair and pulls it and looks at it. He does it to kids. He did it to a girl. He didn't do it to a girl, but he does it to the guys, and they all just sit there and take it. I'm like, I was one of those kids. I'm like, get your fucking hands off my fucking hair, would you please? It's not a toy you can play with. And I wouldn't even add it a step further. Unless you're my girlfriend or my mom, don't touch my fucking hair. Unless you're gonna cut it. Okay? Back to what I was saying. Anyways, back to the video. Back to what I was saying. So Chucky basically Chucky's like, so basically it leads up all the way up to a capture the flag scenario, or the war games they call it. And Annie's on the blue team with Sheldon, and there's another team, okay? Chucky had actually deliberately changed the rounds in the guns they were using. They were using rifles with paint balls, okay? To live rounds. And he also took a grenade from what he was using, okay? Finally, Chucky has captured Tyler or captured the girlfriend of Barkley, Christy, as I think her name is, and makes the trade. Tyler for Christy. The blue team goes with him. There's a huge fight scene. Chucky shoots the red team someone on the red team shoots Sheldon, kills him instantly, and Andy's bunkmate, who's been considered a coward, sees that Chucky's grenade's been launched, and dives in and just jumps and stops it and basically blows him, kills him, but saves everyone else from death. Heroic man, by the way. Anyways, it leads up to a fight in a carnival, in a hall, I guess you could say a scary ride, where Barkley shoots Chucky to ribbons and then cuts his hand off, and he falls into a fan to be destroyed forever. Then the ending makes no sense at all, with Christy being rode into the hospital, she got shot, and Andy going into a police car, presumably going to jail. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.